sports. It's in the game.
Someone put me out 'cause I'm on fire. I can give it to you.
For nothing, I don't rush up for nothing. Agitated illusion, only been for confusion. The institution, modern day execution. Fuck up with the solution. Maybe not should I do? Just put it in the music. Just put it in the music.
Someone put me out 'cause I'm on fire. I can give it to power.
Welcome back, everyone, to Orchard Park, just south of Buffalo. It's the Bills with the football as we resume play in the second quarter. The Bills send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Patriots take over. New England trying to get a place on offense. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a...
After a good punt, this offense will start with tough field position inside the 10. Prescott on first down. Flushed out right. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. A good pickup there, 26 yards. As we settle in and get ready to watch the next chapter of this storied NFL rivalry unfold, you've likely noticed the lack of pregame theatrics in comparison to what we were used to last season.
Yeah, it's absolutely been noticeable because we haven't heard the noise leading into this game where these guys are going back and forth with each other. And maybe it's because there's an injury that sidelined the guy who did most of the yapping last year. But just because we haven't heard...
That's caught inside the 20. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his second touchdown on the season. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
And if you look at the next-gen stats, you'll see that he topped out at an even 21 miles an hour. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. First down, Prescott. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Marking down at the 49. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this, or keeps hitting the calculator, but my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49, a gain of just 2.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Prescott going deep for Diggs. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. So we are in the final minute now of the first half as this offense gets ready to take over. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a one-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September. We'll get things started down at Hard Rock Stadium, an AFC East matchup with the Jets visiting Miami. And they are just about ready to head to halftime with the Dolphins on top. Christian Kirk, a touchdown reception. From there, it's off to North Carolina to check on the Panthers at home in Charlotte. And at this point, they trail the visiting Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And that game all tied up with the visiting LA Chargers. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Patriots trailing here, but they will have the football first as the third quarter is underway. A fairly short kick from the 14. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. Singletary to get the drive started. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Escaping the pressure right. Going deep for Diggs. And that's caught inside the 35. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years. The arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And he made that look effortless, didn't he? I mean, he's had a great game throwing the football. This is going to add to his yardage total in a big way. It's one thing to be accurate on your short and intermediate throws, but when you're hitting the bombs like those, look out.
And that one, and even 60 yards in the air. Wow. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They will run with Singletary. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
On 2nd and 9. Prescott flush to his right. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down. Prescott from the gun. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Kenny Galladay, his 2nd touchdown on the season. But the Bills will add on to their lead. And man, Charles, talking about singing something in there. Those gloves, they help with one-handed catches, the fun stuff. Any padding for a rocket like that?
One would think so, but I'll guarantee you this. After that throw, his hands will hurt later.
So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. Prescott looks to throw on 1st. Going deep for Diggs. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. We're in the 3rd quarter in upstate New York with a 2nd and 10. Here's Singletary. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Throwing deep for Galladay. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down. So hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
A 1st down throw for Prescott. And he comes back with one complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
One of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. And he's able to find Diggs. He'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now in Buffalo. It's the Bills with a lead and the football here to begin the 4th quarter. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They run here with Singletary. And the Bills are going to have a 1st and goal forthcoming as he takes this down to about the 5-yard line. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Devin Singletary, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bills will extend their lead. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment.
Well, their defense did the job. They got the turnover on downs. Now what can the offense do as they take possession? On first down, they'll start out with Singletary. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. The Bills on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 10. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. That is an absolute backbreaker. That was a design passing play, wasn't a draw. You think you got him stopped, good coverage downfield, and he's able to pick up the first with his legs. Defensively, that kicks into your psyche and hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and here's the thing. Anytime you give up a first down, it hurts you psychologically, but it hurts more when they get away because you've covered everything. He didn't have any place to throw the football. He takes off running and picks it up anyway, and now you have to stay on the field for an extra set of downs.
And really could have used that stop trailing here in the 4th. They'll run on first down with Singletary, and he'll get this one up to the 26. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down the game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Well, I tell you what, when you get a running back who can move like that in the open field, that's something to take advantage of, and they certainly did there.
And first and foremost, this is all about vision. He can see the play developing right in front of him, and once he's past the line of scrimmage and got a full head of steam behind him, he's just going to keep right on going.
And the next-gen stats show him reaching at a top speed of 20 miles an hour. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They'll run here with Singletary. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Singletary. And he gets it down to the 32. The Patriots will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Now a run with Singletary. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. They'll try to run for this with Singletary. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
On 1st down, Singletary. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. On the give, this is Singletary. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks.
And he fights his way into the end zone for the Bills touchdown. Devin Singletary with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. Yeah, can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to, because when you get...
Well, they'll be feeling pretty good heading into next week. A lot of confidence comes with a win over a division rival, especially when they had the edge in the season series last year.
That's for sure. And my hope is that we see this team healthy the next time these two meet up, though. Because even though the war of words, for a lot of people, they might think it's a little bit immature. You and I both love that dynamic. They were gritty, and they were getting after each other. We've missed the fireworks.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long.
This was a game that had been circled on my calendar all year long. Going up against two legitimate defensive superstars in a rivalry game? If that kind of challenge can't get you up for a game, what will? I knew there was probably no right answer to this question. We were dealing with two all-pro caliber players, but I just had to find a way to needle my rival one more time.
Tonight, from Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, it's a special Thanksgiving night presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the New England Patriots taking on the Buffalo Bills.
It is a chilly night here in the northeastern U.S., but we've got some football to keep us warm at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Patriots team entering play. They have certainly got it rolling of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And it's simple. The more you win in the regular season, the more likely you play at home in the postseason, and that can take you deep into January.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Bills, the streak continues, doesn't it? They come in a perfect 10-0.
And it's not just that they're winning, it's how they're winning. All phases of the game coming together for this team.
So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. And a look here at their go-to guy under center. First and 10, Prescott. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 13 yards on the game's opening play. Well, this is the second meeting of the season between these two division rivals, and as was the case earlier in the year, there seems to be a more reserved and serious approach from both of these teams heading into this late season matchup than we saw last year.
Yeah, I think maybe the coaches have had enough of the social media antics going into this game. From what we heard this week, they went old school and said, let's just cut this nonsense out. And to be clear, this rivalry has never needed all that off-field noise. Plenty of history between these two franchises, and this year especially, we know we don't need anything distracting us from the fact that both of these teams look like they can be Super Bowl contenders. Let's just go play the game.
Now Prescott. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 23 yards on the play.
Well, when we met with his coaching staff earlier in the week, they had a very clear message. This is the biggest test that our offense has faced all season long.
And what I enjoyed about our time with them, they met this thing head on. When we presented the question to them, they told us they're not even thinking about how they won the last 3 meetings against this team. All they're thinking about is their team, how they're totally healthy, insanely talented, and ridiculously motivated to flip the momentum of this rivalry.
That opening drive rhythm continues right into play number 3.
Whatever they decided that they wanted to run before the game, it's working pretty well for them right now. Moving the ball downfield at a nice rate. And guess what? I think the chain crew might have to get a little oxygen over there. They have to keep moving downfield with first downs on each play.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 18 carries, 81 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Prescott. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bills take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. With these Thursday night games, sometimes you get those quick turnarounds. You wonder how a team's going to start. They started really well.
Everyone's always wondering, going into a Thursday night game, who has their legs, who has the overall health of a team. But mentally, if you get that early edge, the other team might think to itself, it's been a short week, we're not really ready to go. You might run them into the ground that way. That's why getting that early score means a lot.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. So out comes the Patriots offense as they'll get their first shot at things here. And a glance at the man under center at 6'5". He always demands attention. First down, Jones. That one complete to the former Seminole, Auden Tate. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Defense gives up a touchdown on the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. From the gun, Jones. Getting this into the hands of Turner. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? So who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, getting the plan so far. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, getting the ball downfield, getting nice chunks of yardage, but now in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, they have to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they...
And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. From 3 yards out. And the Patriots are within an extra point of tying this one up.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run and finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Point after, up and good. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away, and we are tied at 7. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result had he opted for the touchback. The football back to the Bills and Stephon Diggs. And CD, assuming he stays healthy, assuming the health, should get to that 1,000-yard mark pretty easily.
And the best part of what he's done so far is allows him...
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And that's how you start a drive, because you know they had this play in their back pocket, waiting for the right time to unleash it. And boy, did they pick the right opportunity, unleashed it big time, and that was also a big-time throw.
And that throw, pretty impressive, and even 61 yards through the air. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Play fake. Prescott sliding out of the pocket. His throw incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come up and down the field, but they never did.
On 2nd down, here's a punt to Terry. They'll get it around the 20. Pickup of 4.
That makes sense because they've been throwing well in this drive, and once again they showed formation, showing the shotgun, and they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
And the Bills are going to have to go as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. These two teams all tied after 1. Set up 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Again, it'll be Singletary. They're headed again. Do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's 3rd and goal. And the question now, can the Patriot defense hold firm again on 3rd and goal?
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies like a missile to stop that one.
And did he get in? Yes, they say it's a touchdown. Devin Singletary with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Bills have taken the lead. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking...
The offense back out there now. Let's see what they can put together. Prescott now from the 50. Going deep for Diggs. Inside the 5. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And from where we sit, if you had told me that ball was somehow going to get from point A to point B, I would have told you no way. I mean, that was an absolute cannon shot, and he still dropped it right on the money, too.
And that wound up traveling and even 58 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats. That didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. They'll try to run this one in. And
the second of the game. And the Bills will add on to their lead.
So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively.
So this offense will head back out there, already in excellent field position thanks to the interception. Following the interception, here's Prescott. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Austin Hooper, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down. The handoff, it's Terry. He's going to get this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against us.
Touchdown, Buffalo. Stephon Diggs with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Bills will extend their lead. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more.
With a little over 2 minutes to play in the second quarter, the offense gets ready to take over. On first down, Singletary. He takes this free to the 29.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense the next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Cushman. And a look back at the first half. Let's look ahead to what's coming up. Again, eluding the pressure right. It's caught inside the 25. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line.
But sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it's right on the money.
And this is more of the same right here. These guys have definitely been the aggressors here in the first half. They pushed the envelope in terms of play calls, and that's reflected in the score. And now they're in a position to widen this lead.
Yeah, and the next-gen stats showing that at 57 yards through the air.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts for the red zone here for 1st and 10. Prescott. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Kenny Galladay with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set, and racing going 3 wide is a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race car reference into the game? So back to live action. Let's see what this offense can do here on this play. Prescott gets over. He'll get to Galladay. That this well upfield across the 45. It's a gain of 34.
And he has now hit number 500. Charles, that is his 500th NFL career catch.
Definitely worthy of applause, but I remember when 500 meant you were going to the Hall of Fame. Nowadays, in today's football, 500 puts you on the path. A significant number.
The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. To throw is Prescott. Going deep for Diggs. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing. Prescott. Going deep for Galladay. And it's caught inside the 10. Let's get into the end zone for Buffalo touchdown. Austin Hooper with touchdown number 7 of the year. And this offense continues to pour it on.
That's where they just gave up there. That's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get it.
So the offense set to take the field here. They will have the football with less than a minute to go in the first half. They're going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few. The clock will run. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. So we've reached halftime here on a Thanksgiving night as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, once again, happy Thanksgiving, everybody, as we'll run you through what's going on both today and later on this weekend. One of the best of the early games, we'll highlight it there. The Giants in for a stern test at home at MetLife Stadium as they'll square off with the New Orleans Saints. Good stuff going on later in the afternoon as well, especially down in Miami, where it will be the Dolphins taking on the Atlanta Falcons. And lastly, Sunday Night Football has a good one lined up between the Cleveland Browns and the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race, very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. Looking to throw. Prescott escaping the pressure right. And now he's going to use his legs. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
So now factoring in the face mask, here's 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
On second down now, Singletary. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Winds up and lets it. And this is caught inside the 5. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Curtis Samuel, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bills continue to pour it on. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the 3rd quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. On 1st down, Singletary. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the 1st.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Throwing deep for Galladay. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 33 yards that time.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
Back now in Foxborough.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
And Singletary has it stripped. And fortunately, the Bills jump on it and get it back.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
Gonzalez's kick is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. After a good punt, this offense will start with tough field position inside the 10.
Let's go.
They'll run on first down. Singletary. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Singletary again. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 4
yards, the pickup, first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
A run there on first down and a pretty good one at 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
On 2nd down, Singletary up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 3rd down, they go with Singletary. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. With carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Oh, it breaks another. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And that one heck of a run right there. Once he got loose, you could tell that he was going to run a long way. That was pretty impressive.
And there's an old chestnut of an expression called getting on your horse. And I hate to use it, but I'm going to right here because it absolutely applies. How about the head of steam he had behind him? And he was absolutely galloping downfield. That was something to see.
And his top speed, as computed by Next Gen Stats, not bad. He was pushing 20 miles an hour. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Gonna give this time to the tailback. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side. Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. A nice move he had, but can't break away. He's brought down just inside the 30. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Now, even a totally healthy defense could not make a difference in this one. That is 4 straight wins in this rivalry now.
Oh, I love how bold you went there, partner. I love how you're putting the prediction out there. But I tend to agree with you because, to me, these are 2 of the better teams in the conference, and I think it'd be fantastic if we could get another round between these 2 rivals in a must-win game.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. From Foxborough, good night, everybody.
Today, from Bills Stadium in Orchard Park, New York, it's the AFC Championship game on EA Sports. It's the Buffalo Bills taking on the New England Patriots.
Playoff fever has come to upstate New York, and there's a look at Bills Stadium here at Orchard Park. Straight ahead, it's a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl, and it'll be a great one between the New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills. Hello, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The postseason continuing here on EA Sports, and man, it is electric in here, and it should be conference championship time.
I don't know about you, but my butterflies in my stomach, they have iron wings in this one. And every guy I've ever talked to has always said the same thing. This game, the conference championship game, may have more intensity than even the Super Bowl because you know what the stakes are. You're trying so hard to get to the big game that this is the one that's the real challenge.
So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
And we can talk all we want about football being a team game and leaning on different parts and aspects in order to get it done. And that's entirely true during the regular season. Some weeks it's the defense, the special team, running the football. But in the playoffs, all the pressure reverts to the quarterback, and he has to play well and play at a really high level in order for his team to win.
They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Prescott now. And his throw here's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Going deep for Diggs. And that's caught inside the 35. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
Well, one way or the other, you knew they'd have to push the ball downfield on 3rd and long, but I'm not sure the defense was expecting to push it that far downfield. Their math didn't add up, but it certainly did for the offense.
And the final number of the next-gen stats, that ball traveling a full 59 yards through the air. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Prescott. Throwing deep for Galladay. That is caught. Touchdown. Kenny Galladay. 32 yards. And the Bills have taken the early lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. On 1st down, Singletary. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Going deep for Diggs. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to... Let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. They're indeed going for it. It's Prescott. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Hey, nothing to see here, just your standard 4th down gain of 28 yards. And the drive keeps going. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Going deep for Diggs. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down. And again, it's Prescott. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Tally, that is catch number 1 for him in this AFC Championship. It's a 1st down. Well, CD, this is the 5th time in the last 2 seasons we'll get the chance to see 2 of the league's most bitter rivals face off. And this time, it's with additional playoff stakes and a very public trash. And this is caught by the Bills. Touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 26 yards. And the Bills will add on to their lead. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle 3rd of the field. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. 1st down, Prescott. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Flush to his right. Taking a shot for Samuel. This is caught. All the way home for a Bills touchdown. is Samuel. 45 yards. And the Bills will extend their lead.
Let's go!
So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. Prescott on first down. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on second down.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable, so they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Flushed out right. Going deep for Diggs. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Buffalo touchdown. Stephon Diggs, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Bills will add on to their lead.
I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And normally when you see guys moving this fast, it might be a fly pattern from a receiver or a toss sweep from a tailback or something like that. This was designed as a passing play, and then he got out of the pocket, and he just took off, and he just kept gaining.
With a little over 2 minutes to play in the second quarter, the offense gets ready to take over. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And his throw's going to be incomplete. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Prescott from the gun, going deep for Diggs. He's going to land complete. And they got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A reminder, as we've done all year, we'll send you to Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report in a bit. The coach is with us per usual as we start to look ahead, Charles, to our potential matchups in this year's Super Bowl.
Break it down, Coach. Break it down. Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Touchdown. Stephon Diggs saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Bills will add on to their lead.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps on.
All right, the offense back on the field here. Let's see what they can do on this play. A first down throw for Prescott. Going deep for Diggs. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
Similar to a shooter in basketball, just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
Lines up and lets it go for Samuel.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Prescott, eluding the pressure right. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Kenny Galladay, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Bills head on. On this stage, conference championship game, every play is magnified, and that was a big play.
No doubt.
So we are in the final minute now of the first half as this offense gets ready to take over. On 1st and 10, Prescott. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. And he'll try and fire this downfield for Singletary. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
And he's able to find Diggs. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first.
Well, CD, you think back to the previous meetings between these two clubs. This offense has had success moving the ball down the field and putting points on the board against this defense. How do you think that they keep that up here in this playoff matchup?
Let's go! Let's go!
Prescott looks to throw on 1st. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Going deep for Diggs. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. To the air again, Prescott, escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. So we are halfway home to figuring out who has time for a halftime show with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line. Let's get back to it. To decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt Trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. Now this will make it into the end zone, and we will not see a return to start the half as this will be. Now, following the interception, this offense will get another shot at it as they'll quickly head back onto the field. They'll run on 1st down. Singletary. He's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. They go right back to Singletary. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. Flush to his right, taking a shot, and that's caught inside the 30. Bills touchdown. Curtis Samuel. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And this offense is running away with this one.
For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that.
This offense will have a 1st and 10 as they get set for the next drive. Now Prescott lines up and lets it go for Samuel, and that's caught inside the 35, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Curtis Samuel saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game as his guys continue to push it's becoming more and more evident that they're going to get a shot to play for that Super Bowl title.
The momentum has been building, and you mentioned
now the offense back out onto the field as they'll take over here in the final minute of this third quarter. And they'll begin by running the option. Flushed out right. Open man has got it incomplete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Looking to throw on second down. Prescott. Man open left side. It's his running back with it. 1 quarter remains until we crown the AFC champion. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On first down, Singletary. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on third down to keep the drive going. This is caught inside the 15. And he's going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on third and medium to pick up the first.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And I actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the third quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the fourth quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. A good display of power, but it will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
They'll keep it on the ground. Singletary. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. Taking it in from 4 yards out as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. As that lead just swells and swells. Look. So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. Singletary to get the drive started. He'll get about 3 as
He's taken down at the 23.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Takes this to the 27, give him 4 yards.
A good solid run there. We head towards the home stretch of this game.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Kyle Duggar up to make the tackle. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They will run with Singletary. And he'll work this one up to about the 38.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels. I'll bet they thought they had picked that one up because it was a 3rd and 2 call. And they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Fighting through. They'll buy some time right. And it is incomplete. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And the Patriots. So now we're in the final minute of the game in the fourth quarter as this offense gets ready to take over. Prescott here to throw. Taking a shot for Samuel. And that's caught inside the 30. Well, at this point, I think it's safe to say that they have their rival's number.
Yeah, if that wasn't clear based on how the last 4 regular season meetings have gone, now with a playoff win today, we have conclusive proof of that, don't we? What I'm curious about is what this defense will look like next year. Could they end up losing one of their best defensive players in the league to free agency? That's a question for management. The team hopes he'll be around.
And that will do it for this one. For Charles Davis, myself, and the entire crew, we'll see you in 2 weeks at the Super Bowl.
Tonight on EA Sports, Super Bowl 60. It's the Buffalo Bills taking on the Green Bay Packers.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Tonight it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Buffalo Bills taking on the NFC champions, the Green Bay Packers. Excellent punt. This offense in a tough spot down inside their own 5. Devin Singletary with his first carry of the game. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they're down deep. And on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right? Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
Well, after the standard 2-week layoff, you always wonder how's your offense going to respond and come out and play here in the Super Bowl. Well, they got a great answer right there and almost a sigh of relief on that side of the field because now they've got to feel like they can use their entire playbook and game plan for this one.
Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. Prescott eluding the pressure, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Za'Darius Smith. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. They'll toss this right side to Singletary. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Prescott to throw it. Going deep for Diggs. And that's caught inside the 35. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
A very early momentum changer there. Actually a dream killer for the defense because they forced a 3rd down. Felt like they had a good chance to get off the field defensively, and then they got hit with that big play.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Singletary. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. Well, Charles, I don't think there's any question that this is the biggest moment for any one of these players in their professional career. Nothing else compares to the Super Bowl.
There's no question about it. You're right. Nothing else compares to the Super Bowl. I would say it's possible. We might see a bit of a letdown after such an emotionally charged win in the conference championship. Getting to the big game with a win over your most bitter rival is a Super Bowl caliber win for that team. Now they've got to regroup, retool, and refocus.
And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude. And well, I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to. And he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before. Find out how they handled winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things. And then trust your gut, make your best decision and put it all out there and give your team their best chance to win.
They run here with Singletary. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
So often you hear that pep talks don't really work in the heat of the battle, but collectively, this defense has to say to each other, we've been on our heels this whole first drive. This is where we need to...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. With the first touchdown of this Super Bowl, and the Bills have taken the early lead. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into...
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Here's Prescott. Going deep for Diggs. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
A second down throw for Prescott. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. They'll run here with Singletary. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he's going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. On the ground, it's Singletary. And he's got this down to the 35. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium, because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays. There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try to throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
And this Green Bay defense making that play look a lot like the previous one. Both tackles behind the line of scrimmage. The Bills on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 11. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Green Bay up to the task there in coverage and forcing a 4th down.
I'm looking at this with my defensive eyeglasses on, because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. Set to take the field here. They will have the football with less than a minute to go in the first half. Throwing, Prescott going deep for Diggs. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down. Looking to throw. Prescott winds up and lets it go for Samuel. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. 1st down, Love to pass. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 3 yards the gain there, second down. So this offense will head back out there, already in excellent field position thanks to the interception. Following the interception, here's Prescott. Throwing deep for Galladay. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Final play of the half. Prescott going deep for Diggs. This is caught inside the 15. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. So it's halftime here on sports' grandest stage in the Super Bowl. So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated, ready to go for the second half. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. And they have been disruptive in the passing game, as we're going to see here.
And it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, you cover a guy in your area, and those windows that quarterbacks are seeking to throw into, they're closed in this case.
Yeah, they've been all over the place, knocking down pass after pass. Here's Prescott. Have taken the lead. Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And if you look at the next gens, it'll be a 1st and 10 coming up as this offense takes over possession of the football in the 3rd quarter. On 1st down, they'll start out with Singletary. And shedding his way forward through an opening, and there he goes. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Devin Singletary, 65 yards. After a good punt, this offense will start with tough field position inside the 10. They'll run on 1st down with Singletary. And some space here. Drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. And not quite Not sure what just happened there, other than we do know that he spiked the football on first down. Third quarter of the biggest spectacle in sport, the Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us, everybody. 2nd and 10. Now a run with Singletary. And not much to speak of. Called a 1-yard gain up to the 26. On third down, it's Prescott. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Play fake. Here's Prescott rolling to his right. Taking a shot for... It got his man complete. And they finally get it, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line.
I don't care what level of football you played. This one was a universal, wasn't it? When we were kids and we played touch football, remember we get in these positions and you just say, everybody go along and hope someone will come free.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Well, praise has to go to the guys in the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown.
Let's make it happen, baby. Let's make it happen.
Devin Singletary, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Bills will add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they?
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They'll run on first down. Singletary. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and the big yardage all night long.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. This is 3rd and 4. Prescott now, escaping the pressure right. And that will be incomplete.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
On the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And it'll be Packer foot. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. On first down, Singletary. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They'll keep it on the ground. Singletary. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. On the give, this is Singletary. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. And a give this time to the tailback. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe to get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college and happen in the NFL. The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Time for this one final knee to put a bow on this title bout. Make the 90s seem like a distant memory. Buffalo is the Super Bowl champion. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely do we have a team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way, didn't have to face some adversity in the journey, and now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it. And all offseason, they'll be signing their autographs with Super Bowl champion underneath it.
And they end this year just how everybody wants to end the year, holding the Lombardi Trophy. What a season for them. What a ride it's been for us as well here in the booth. For Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next season right here on EA Sports.
So your rival shocked everyone and signed with you guys in the off-season. What did he bring to the team?
There was an adjustment period for everyone involved. Guys were skeptical it could work, but once they saw that him and I were cool, everybody bought in.
Midway through your career, you found yourself fighting to keep your starting position.
Yeah, fortunately, I already had plenty of experience doing that thanks to high school and college. I can clearly remember the day Coach called me into his office to tell me they signed him. I couldn't shake feeling there was more to this than what Coach was telling me. Looking back, it should have been obvious what was about to happen. Of course, the signing came up at the next press conference, and the reporter's question made me realize just how serious things were. I think we all knew this was only the start of what was going to turn out to be a long battle. The next day, he made it very clear management was looking to replace me. Still, we had a job to do. No hard feelings, but plenty of tension. It wasn't his fault, but I wasn't looking forward to spending the rest of the year defending my position.
All right, man, eyes up, eyes up. Take a look at what we got here. Let's remember what we got, okay? This means you go first.
Set! Hiking 18! Ready? 60 Eagle, 60 Eagle. Ready, go. Go! Panther 60, Panther 60. Ready? Let's go now. 60 bike, ready, hut. Let's go. 70 Timberwolf. Check go.
I was under a lot of pressure to perform, and the media scrutinized every misstep, creating even more controversy. I had to be honest about what wasn't working, and I'd have to redouble my efforts to make sure those issues wouldn't become more serious later on.
Tonight, from Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, it's Week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports.
It is perhaps the best home field advantage in all of football, and certainly the loudest, as we welcome you inside Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Tonight we wrap up an intriguing Week 2 with a good Monday night matchup. And he returns this to the 22 between the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. And they'll be led out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback. Play fake, Prescott. That's going to be caught by Samuel. There he goes, right side. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Curtis Samuel, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bills have taken the early lead. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And the final clocking on the next-gen stats there, how about this? 22.1 miles per hour. Wow. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Prescott on first down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. So week 2 of the NFL, and already a lot of questions about the quarterback position. We know there was competition for the starting spot in the preseason. Ultimately, they stuck with their man. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 49 yards. And the Bills have taken the lead. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh no! And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And you can see in the next-gen stats, that one 62 yards in the air. After a good punt, this offense will start with tough field position inside the 10. On play action, Prescott going deep for Diggs. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Prescott off play action. Winds up and lets it go for Samuel. He's got a man, complete.
Right down this
And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Curtis Samuel, 92 yards. And the Bills will add on to their lead. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And you'd think on 3rd down, they'd just be looking for something right beyond the sticks. And I think they caught the defense flat-footed as a result because they decided they were going to take a shot right there, and it ended up being a big play.
And you can see in the next-gen stats, that one is... The offense set to take the field here as they have the football in the final minute of this first quarter. They'll run on first down. Singletary. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. The numbers for him from a week ago, 10 carries, 103 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, they set a nice tone in week 1. He's among the leading rushers in the league. I think that they continue to feed him the football and continue to establish the running game so they can get the play action and throw the ball deep later on.
Going deep for Diggs. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Prescott from the gun on 3rd. Taking a shot for Samuel. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Singletary here running out of the gun. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And according to next-gen stats, his top speed on that one, better than 20 miles an hour. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Kenny Golladay, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bills will extend their lead. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. A first down throw for Prescott. Throwing deep for Galladay. And that's caught inside the 35. And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30.
What a first half this has been offensively. I mean, defensively, what do you do when you're getting torched like this?
Now, these receivers are absolutely wearing them out. So, two thoughts come to mind. One, get some oxygen. You can fill up your lungs a little bit. And number two, talk to your guys up front. You need a pass rush.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Kenny Galladay with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year.